Coming to you again with the judge not deal. Now, we have issues with this a lot because what we do is we read one or two verses and then we try to apply it to different situations that they might not even apply to. So if you read here in Matthew 7, we often read, "Do not judge others and you will not be judged." So what people do is they try to take that one verse and try to apply it to a myriad of situations that Jesus is not talking about. If you read Matthew 5, 6, and 7, the entire chapters, you'll see that the Sermon on the Mount revolves around one case, which is hypocrisy. And if you actually read the next few verses, he actually talks about that. So if you look at it, let's see it. It says, "Do not judge others, and you will not be judged. For you will be treated as you treat others. The standard you use in judging is the standard by which you will be judged." So he's not saying don't judge others, period. He's saying that you cannot judge with a state of hypocrisy, okay? If you judge others a certain way, then that's going to be the standard that's looked towards you for judgment. And watch how he clarifies this in verse 3, 4, and 5. "And why worry about the speck in your friend's eye when you have a log in your own? How can you think of saying to your friend, 'Let me help you get rid of that speck in your eye,' when you can't see past the log in your own eye? Hypocrite, first get rid of the log in your own eye, then you will see well enough to deal with the speck in your friend's eye." So you see, Jesus is not saying that we shouldn't judge, period, but rather he's saying that if you have something wrong with yourself, it is very hard to look at your friend and help them out with the same issue, okay? A lot of times we like to extend grace to who we want to extend grace to, and then we like to judge harshly others, okay? And verse 6 is something that we often take out. Watch this, I'm gonna add that in. He says, "Don't waste what is holy on people who are unholy. Don't throw your pearls to pigs. They will trample the pearls, then turn and attack you." Now, why would he put that in the middle of a saying about judgment and hypocrisy? Well, that's exactly what pigs do, okay? They are hypocrites. It is very hard for a pig to receive pearls when a pig is basically just looking out for survival. And a lot of times, this is what we do. We often, as I said, we like to apply grace to whom we want to, but then when we look at other people, we don't give that same grace. That's a pig, that's a hypocrite, okay? For instance, if I have a child and my child is doing something wrong, we often extend grace to that child. We often extend grace if it's our mother or father or brother or sister, if it's a close family member, if it's a wife or a husband. We often turn the other cheek, don't we, when we judge? We often expect grace. We want God to come through for us. We want all of these things to happen. But then if it's somebody who does something wrong to us, we want them dead. Kill them. They're the worst person. How can you lie like that? You see, but if it's your son, there's no question about whether you would help them or not. There's no question about whether you would forgive them or not. There's no question about whether your judgment would be in favor of their survival. But then when you look at the other person, no, they're bad. They're bad. They're a terrible person. You see, this is what Jesus is talking about. If you have a log in your eye, then a lot of times what you're doing is projecting onto somebody else. You're not actually trying to help that person. You're just trying to expose them so that they can look bad so that you can look good in comparison. That's what Jesus is talking about. And that's when Jesus is like, don't waste what's holy on people who are unholy. He's not saying that you shouldn't just, oh, well, that person's unholy, so I'm not going to talk to them. What he's saying is that a lot of times when people have logs in their own eyes, they don't even receive the words of God because they are more concerned with being in a state of hypocrisy, maybe beating down others in order to lick themselves up in comparison to others, right? Everybody looks good when you're calling that person Hitler. You're Hitler, you're a Nazi. Why are you saying that? To help them? No, you're saying that so that you can look good in comparison, right? So Jesus is saying, don't waste what's holy on unholy people. Don't give your pearls to pigs, because they're just going to trample the pearls and then turn to attack you instead. They're not single-eyed. They've got logs in their own eyes, and they're being a hypocrite in life. And that's the way that they're going to judge, the same way that Adam did. God brings them their sin. God gives you something that's holy, a chance to repent. And what does Adam do? He blames God instead. No, I didn't eat from the tree. The woman that you gave, she gave me to eat. So technically, God, this is your fault. You ate from the tree. How many times do we see that? Hey, you're doing something wrong. No, I'm the good Christian. You're wrong. See that? That's what Jesus is saying here. He's saying, don't waste what's holy on people who are unholy. He's not saying you shouldn't give people a chance. He's not saying don't judge, period. He's saying that when we judge, let's judge righteously so that we can help our brothers and sisters and not just try to look good in comparison. Let's not be hypocrites. All right? Peace to you.